a warning to start things out. This is the most risque issue of Heaven Gate. There is still nothing explicit. I think you could still get away with this on cable TV, but I go the farthest in pushing the boundary of what is allowed. So just be aware of that. This is going to get a little spicy.
Oh, look out, Gordon! Haunted wolves up ahead! It's big ones!
Yep, that's true. That is true. Gamers gonna lose their goddamn mind. This is Heaven Gate Act 12 from 2019. Last time on Heaven Gate, Act 11, the demon boss confronts Maebus. Despite the demon boss's immortality, he proves no match for the Martian Hellion and flees. Ray Moody informs Neil's friends on the details of his arrest. Foreign governments want Neil handed over to stand trial for reopening the Hellgate. Neil was arrested to buy time for negotiations. Meanwhile, the Demon Princess and three of the strongest demons decide to ally with Maebus. The Demon Princess attempts to seduce Maebus, but when she makes the mistake of touching Kelsey, Maebus snaps. Author notes, even putting 40 hours a week into Heaven Gate, this issue still took a few months. I'm so excited for you to read this one. You can thank my editor Kay for it. Years ago, she asked me about Draco Maebus's past, and I didn't have anything thought up beyond what was in issue 5. But it got me thinking about it, and the result is the comic you're reading right now. Please take a moment to let me know if you read this issue. It's nice to know when all my hard work pays off. Nathan Yeager, January 2019. Las Vegas. I will remove your heart from your chest and see which piece regenerates if you ever touch my mother again. And he leaves. His mother? That human girl? Is he mad? That's not possible. Demons leave. How could you three just stand there and let him treat your princess that way? Do you honestly think any of us care about that dusty old title of yours? Whatever your scheme is involving Maebus is no concern of ours. It's as you said, we recognize him as the rightful ruler of demons. We and those who follow simply grow tired of the demon boss's leadership. It has nothing to do with any loyalty to you. She's dejected. Act 12, Heaven Gate. Then we see Kelsey wearing a white and gold dress. Do you think that suits you? It does not. I shall search for another dress. And Maebus falls asleep and dreams. Mars, 4 billion years ago. Dunk. Pulls a lever and water comes down. Places his hand in the water. Feel the water with me, Draco. Goes over. It burns! Hold. Ooh, it really burned him. Out in the field. With time, your skin will grow strong enough to bear the heat. When that happens, take care to memorize the temperature so that you may draw a bath at that heat every time. Why must I memorize when you are the one who prepares the bath? Whoa! Because that is the temperature that your mother, Lord Maebus, likes her baths to be at, and someday I will not be around to serve my sister. It will fall to you to care for her needs, and the needs of all sisters you will someday have. That is the fate of all men in the Maebus clan. I understand. Washing the floors. Tell me, brother. Do you believe Draco Maebus is suited to succeed you? The Maebus. I had my reservations when he was born. Never before had a member of the Mavis clan shown any signs of their of their fraternal heritage like Draco has. However, he acts exactly as expected for a boy his age. He is without emotion and does everything as instructed. The only abnormality of note is his inquisitive nature, but this has actually proven to be beneficial in the learning of his duties. That is good to hear. And how is your condition? It continues to progress, just as it did for our uncle. As it stands, I doubt I will stand another duelath. I see. Then see to it that Draco is prepared to take on his responsibilities by then. Yes, Lord Mavis. And we jump cut ahead. Your uncle has died. I have possessed his body so that he may assist you in your duties for a time. However, this body will rot and cannot be of use indefinitely. See to it that you use this time to prepare yourself to perform your duties on your own. Yes, Mother. You see Mavis's aura affecting her again. As of this moment, you are now the arch-butler of the Mavis clan. Carry yourself as such. I understand. I shall shave my head at once. No. No, do not do that. We see him washing floors. His uncle. Picking the crops. No, yeah, his uncle's not doing so well. Cooking up the dinners and serving the dinners. And now he draws the bath alone and checks the temperature. Dunk dunk. Kaiser Dretch. Lord Mavis awaits you in her bedchambers, sir.
Where is the older slave, boy?
He has passed. I now serve as arch-butler of the Mavis clan.
Ha! I don't know which is more sad, the state of the Mavis clan that it must give rank to a mere child, or the fact that you probably find pride in your role. The clan that once ruled over the entire Helion hemisphere, now reduced to the Mavis and her only son.
Sir, Lord Mavis may become cross if she is kept waiting.
Well, we can't have that.
This is the spicy part I warned you about. Must you scowl? To be chosen to stud for the Mavis is a great honor. Just lays there. And, oh, what a convenient bedpost. Back outside.
Make way, boy.
Huh? His hood comes off, and look at that hair.
Whoa. What is this insult, boy? I do not understand. These horns of mine, only the Kaiser bloodline of the Dragon clan is born with horns such as these. It is the Kaiser's crown. A pathetic slave dares to mock it. My hair is as mother instructed. Do that wench's insults know no end? And where is your pride? She uses you, boy, and you follow without question.
All of a sudden, bam, drop to the ground. I hope you understand that anyone who kills a servant of the Mavis clan is expected to take their place. Then again, the punishment for harming the arch-butler is death. Which fate were you hoping for yourself? Cut to a bit later outside as he limps his way away from the building. Are you injured?
I am able to continue with my duties, Mother.
Good. Prepare the bath. Mother, he said you use me. Do you use me? Of course. I understand. Then we get to the bath. I believe that man hates me. Because he is your father. A father is someone who hates you? For you, yes. Don't dwell on it. He hates me too. Then why does he come here? Because I threatened to kill off his entire army if he didn't. I do not understand. I need him if I am to have a daughter, an heir. I understand. You remember the clan's history? Yes, mother. Shall I recite it? Yes. He walks over to a mural. The Mavis clan is the most powerful clan on all of Mars. The clan rose to power once a ritual was put into place where the strength of each generation could be added to the strength of the next. The matriarch of the clan, known as the Mavis, is the most powerful Hellion on Mars, each being more powerful than the last. And how is that power passed on? The daughters of the Mavis fight each other to the death. The one who remains will eat her mother's heart. Her uncles, brothers, and eventual sons will serve her and her daughters. Mother, you seek a daughter to pass your power on to? Yes, that is the calling of all matriarchs of the Mavis clan. I cannot be the heir? It is said that a man once tried. He stole the heart of his mother from his sister. He ate it, and within hours he went mad and died. No, Draco, men are far too weak to handle the power of the Mavis. I understand. Mother, the mural and the stories tell of a large empire with all other Hellion clans serving under us. Even the Dragon clan is shown to be the personal military of the Mavis clan. Yes. Then why are we alone? Because the Mavis has become too powerful. I do not understand. As our power grew, weaker Hellions began to die within our empire. They could not withstand the powerful demonic aura of the Mavis. And with time, more and more Hellions either died or fled the empire. In my great-grandmother's time, the clan became isolated. None save for the strongest of clans, such as the Dragon clan, could survive within our borders. And those that were strong enough, with no people to protect or keep in line, left to start their own clandoms. I do not die. Do not flatter yourself, boy. You are as weak as they come. Your Mavis blood is all that protects you in my presence. And even then... She touches her stomach. Even you will someday fall to my toxic aura, just as your uncle did. We have reached a point where even members of the clan slowly fall to their own matriarch with time. Not even my unborn children can survive inside me. Of the 7 I have carried, only you took your first breath. Draco, retrieve a sword from the mural. Kill me. Mother? I can't bear this isolation any longer. And even if I have a daughter, I would only be dooming her to the same fate. See the sword rattling. The clan ends with me. Please, Draco. End my life. I don't understand. Can't process a request? Very well. Draco, I order you to kill me. Do as your mother commands. Stab. Yes, mother. Yes, mother! And he just isn't sure what to do. Pulls her out of the tub, drags her up the stairs, and puts her to bed. Washes the floor, tends to the fields, cooks the meals that no one eats, and draws the bath that no one takes. He watches over his mother. That man will return soon. He hates me. He'll kill me. I'll die. Mother is dead. Uncle is dead. I'm going to die. I'm weak. Nowhere to go. That man will return soon. He hates me. He'll kill me. He'll kill me. He'll kill me. I'll die. I'll die. Mother is dead. I'll die. Knock, knock.
Where the hell is that boy? Don't tell me I killed him. Your boy didn't answer the door.
No response.
Are you not going to say anything? The boy must have died. If she intends to kill me, I'm already dead. Don't expect to kill me without a fight!
Cuts off her head.
Wait! Her heart is already gone? But if she's dead, how is the Mavis aura still soaking this land?
Hello, Father. Lick some blood off his hands.
Boy!
Notices his eyes.
You ate her heart. You're the Mavis now.
You killed Mother.
I thought only women could hold the Mavis power.
I brought Mother back, but now she's gone.
Of course, my son.
Mother.
You have the strong body of the Dragon Clan. It's no wonder you were able to handle her power.
Son?
Yes, I am your father.
A father is someone who hates you.
No, I never hated you. I hated how you let her treat you. No sire of the Kaiser bloodline should let anyone walk on them like you let her. But look at you now. You killed her and took her power.
You hated her.
Never mind that, son. Join the Dragon Clan. We can finally end this generations-long stalemate with the and we'll crush the Holies.
You wish to use me?
No, my son, never. I want you to lead by my side. What? What is with that smile?
This is a smile? I've never had one before.
The brat is mad. I can't control him. I must kill him before he gains enough sense to be a threat.
It kind of hurts. Goodbye, Father. Meanwhile, at a camp. Every duel we are forced to disengage from the fight and return to this spot so the Kaiser Dretch can wander off to who knows where. How many times are you going to bring this up? This is Smoke. He won't tell us why or where he goes. We're just sick of losing ground and progress for no reason. The Kaiser is under no obligation to explain himself to fork-tongued belly-draggers such as yourself. Now speak no more of this, or I'll have you slit for questioning your betters. Feh. Father, how long must I keep your secret? Revolt is inevitable at this rate. Maybe it's time the Kaiser was succeeded. This aura, the Mavis, why would she be here? Oh, you. I heard of you. You're my half-brother, Draco. Brother? So this is the Dragon Clan. Your encampment was the closest thing I could walk to. Where should I go next? You've become the Mavis. I've never left the palace before. Maybe I'll go that way? Wait, then, where is Kaiser Dretch? Where is our father? I killed him. I wanted to, and I liked doing it. Is there a word for that? You killed him for fun? You killed the Kaiser? How dare... Boom, just caves their head in with a foot. Fine. Just stomping on his head. I'm gonna go look for more fun, brother. And he runs off. You're just going to let him walk away? He killed the Kaiser. I am the Kaiser now.
Kaiser Dretch was a sex snake of the Mavis clan. He kept us from more victories than he led us to. No more!
All hail Kaiser Smoke! 10 years later. Just crunching on some bones. I finally found you, brother.
Fun.
Yes, you could kill me, but it would be the last thing you ever killed. How long has it been since you came across any living thing? Strings? Duoloths? Has it been a cycle? Just as your mother before you, you are cursed to kill everything without even getting close to it. How isolating that must be. As it stands, I am probably the only Hellion alive who can stand to be near you.
Why have you come?
To help you focus your power. This will help you suppress your power. As long as you wear this coat, you'll actually be able to enjoy your kills again.
Why?
Because I want you to join the Demotic military. I want you to fight for the Dragon Clan. With you, I know we could start taking territory from the Holies.
You wish to use me?
Yes, I want to use you. And there we see our older Mavis in the coat for the first time. It suits you, brother. Wake up, Draco.
Mother?
I am finished here. We are returning to the palace.
Yes, Mother.
The Lake Eureka High Security Army Base. I am the legal counsel for Mr. Jaeger. Courthouse/confinement. Oh, yes, of course. Mr. Jaeger, your lawyer is here. I don't remember having a... Hello, Demon Slayer. Who's there? I don't have my glasses. I've come to arrange for your release. Courtesy of the Demon Boss. To be continued. We got more fan art. Once again, just like last issue, Milk Girl did more art for me. She actually changed her tiers from month to month. So she stopped offering these because she just realized that like the cost of the tier and the amount she was working in didn't really make sense. I totally respect that. But I asked her because I had one more idea in mind. I was like, how much is this commission? And can I pay you the difference on top of my Patreon subscription? And she said yes. And so we got this Lady Mavis drawing from her. Kay drew this one. This is not the original design Kay did, because remember, Kay designed Lady Mavis. This is not her original design drawing, but this is, I actually commissioned her to draw me another one. She was having some issue with like tech shenanigans. So I was like, hey, can I commission you to help you out? And so she drew me this, and I really like it. And then here's a sad one. This is from Dean Thomas. Dean is a friend of mine who passed away last month, very unexpectedly. He's someone someone I used to work with. He helped me move into this apartment. He was a really great guy. We hadn't really kept in touch because he had moved to the Chicago area, but he had sudden heart problems and passed away. He actually offered to make me this drawing of Mavis as a birthday gift, and then it took him 2 years to actually finish it. But when it was done, man, that is a pretty sweet look at Mavis. I like it quite a bit. But yeah, rest in peace, Dean. And then can't wait for the next issue. Every page of Heaven Gate gets posted immediately to my Patreon. Read issue 13 early for only $2 a month. Plus get early access to Gotta Make Fast Happen. Patreon.com/YagerComics. Next time on Heaven Gate Act 13, a demon attacks the Lake Eureka base, wanting to kill Neil while he's detained. Meanwhile, Courtney tries to infiltrate Mavis Tower. Credits, art and story, Nathan Yeager. Assistant character designer, Kay Fanistock. Editor, Kay Fanistock. Cursed inspiration, Kay Fanistock. Font, blambot.com. Created in Clip Studio Paint. Patreons, Holly Horton Gorsuch, Rachel Murphy, and FWIT. YagerComics.com. Okay, so this issue, as I mentioned, I did not originally... So let's talk about that credit at the end. Cursed inspiration, Kay. Kay's Cursed Inspiration. Kay is the reason why this issue happened, is because Kay likes Mavis, wanted to know more about Mavis, and at first I didn't have much beyond what you saw in issue 5. You saw that, he was part of the military, and then, he fucked with Demonic, and then he got frozen ice. I didn't really think about his childhood. And I didn't really think about his childhood until Kay asked, and that's where this issue came from. And I like this cover. We can kind of see the dichotomy. You see, like, Mavis has like these scales on half of his face. That's from the Dragon Clan, but the rest of his markings is red hair. That's from the Mavis Clan. You could see a full male Mavis Clan member here. They like their piercings. They have their head shaved. They got some markings, and they wear like robes, very simple tunics. You can see a full-blooded Dragon Clan member here. Scales are everywhere. And of course, his father. And you'll notice there's a slight change because there's a time skip in here. There's a time skip in here where you'll see, this is Smoke, his brother, right? You'll see him aged up a bit. And I basically looked at, this is like a young form of the Mavis Clan, right? He's got like these dots where the horns are going to grow around his mouth, where you can see they're fully grown on his older father. Also, like there's this nose plate on an adult Dragon Clan member, but here it's much more like human-like in its nose shape. It's still like a plate. It's still very hardened, but we'll actually see that start to grow a bit more into the plate form after the time skip. And also, of course, these horns are unique to the leaders of the Dragon Clan. This is known as the Kaiser's crown, to have those horns in like a mohawk. That's just how they grow for the most powerful members of the clan. You can see he's got a couple piercings himself. Everyone likes piercings in this world. But those piercings will actually go away when he ages up a bit because his eyebrows are going to get thicker, just like they are on his father. And so the piercings won't be able to stay on. Although I get the feeling that maybe the piercings are kind of something unique to his generation. You don't see it on other Dragon Clan members, so it's kind of like his rebellious stage. But anyway, I like this cover. We got this nice view of the Mavis Palace and then all of our characters. And this is, of course, another speed painting video you can watch on my YouTube. Here we pick up right where the last issue left off. We even recap with the same line. We can see the Demon Princess is slowly healing from that massive blow she just took from Mavis. Like her jaw's healing, like her everything, the blood's disappearing. She is healing. But man, she was messed up. So she's fully healed, although that one strap on her top was broken. So she's like, holding it up. So she doesn't pop a titty. And we see these other demons were not really following her. They were just like, oh yeah, I guess we should go serve Mavis because we don't like the demon boss and he's the strongest. And she mistook this as they were serving her, and they're like, we were not serving you. Like, I know your title is Demon Princess, but no one cares about that anymore. And we'll learn more about that title and why she has these feelings later. We're gonna explore her later. This is also a speed painting. I don't like Kelsey here in the center. I just don't. She's too wide. That's just not the design. I don't know. I didn't really trust my instincts when I was making it. I was like, that looks wide. That's probably fine. And then now that's done, I'm like, yeah, no, that was too wide. Also, why are the shoulders different? Did I not use the symmetrical ruler? What's wrong with me? But this issue is very much about Mavis's mother and that connection to Kelsey. And so here we see the controlled Kelsey, how she used to look before she was controlled. And you see Lady Mavis there. This dress, if you weren't around when this was a thing, this was a thing in 2015, the dress. So what it was is I was looking up, I wanted to put Kelsey in an ugly dress first. I wanted to put her in an ugly dress first. And so I looked up ugly, because Heaven Gate takes place in 2015. So I looked up ugly dress 2015, and that's when I was reminded of the dress. If you weren't around in 2015, this photo of this dress went around and drove everyone mad because to some, it looked like it was gold and white, and other people claimed it was black and blue. I was actually able to see either one depending on how I looked at it or just kind of like convinced myself. It had a lot to do with like the lighting of the photo, but like it just, everyone went ape shit. They were like, no, it's gold and white. No, it's black and blue. People were just so mad. I'd say this here is definitely black and blue, but I did literally sample the colors out of the exact photo for this. I pulled the colors directly out. But I think the reason why it looks more black and blue is just because all the color around it definitely informs how you perceive it. So. But it makes me happy every time like here I kind of led you guys into it by calling this a golden white dress, but this issue still, when people read it, go, is that the fucking dress? Like they still recognize it to this day. What a cultural touchstone moment. Mavis falls asleep, and I think I just reused the cover. Not exactly. I probably reused the line art from the cover just to draw this. And first thing you'll notice is that things are a bit, there's a bit of an opacity on the frames because this is in Mavis's dreams. These aren't flashbacks, they're dreams. They're based off what happened in the past. But so I gave him this light tinted look. And so whenever you can see between these two frames, like this is very dark because this is this is modern day. And then here is a bit of a tinted to the gray area, because it's in the dream. And we can see that, he's actively dreaming this. So sometimes he's saying the words in the dream. And here we see, him testing the waters. For Mavis's first design, he's got very unkept hair. He sees uncle, and they got these giant root vegetables that they harvest here. And now here it's even dimmer. And why is that? Is because we are one more step removed from reality, right? So this is Mavis in the present. He is dreaming this, so it's slightly dimmer. And then in the dream, this is happening, which Mavis is not present for. So it's another degree dimmer. And I like that, but I think maybe I shouldn't have gone so far because I really don't like how dim this nice full color, full body shot of her is. I was just trying to stay really strict to my dim rule because again, he's not even present for this, but I do like this piece. There's like tile on the back. You can see like a big Mavis symbol. That's what this upside down V, by the way, is. That's the demon letter M for Mavis. She also has it like on the front. She has it on her belt. She has it on her shirt. She's got this nice golden jewelry. Baby Mavis. I think that's cute. Look at him. Fresh. That's newborn Mavis. Newborn little Draco. And here we learn, also they have their own like unit of time. Duloths is basically a month, which I explained down here in the margin. And then we cut to he's dead. And of course, just like we see Draco have in the modern day, she is able to possess the bodies of the dead. They do have to be dead in Mars because before anyone was dead on Mars, they had some sort of energy. They either had demonic or holy, so they couldn't be possessed. Unlike humans who have no natural energy, so they can be possessed just by having an open wound, like Kelsey is here. Kelsey's not dead yet, but she is being possessed. And here we see he sees Kelsey as his mother. She reminds him of his mom. So far, Kelsey's not been responding to that because she's just an empty vessel. She's just being controlled. But as he has this very vivid dream of his mother, that is influencing his possession of Kelsey. And slowly, Kelsey is feeling the part. She is slowly gaining the personality of Lady Mavis, or at least a version of it that Mavis is imprinting upon her. That is what's happening here. That's why she's starting to share lines with the dream. We see she's during this dream. She's still like, she's just in her bra here. She's getting a dress. She's still trying to find the right dress. And here's Mavis like, oh, I'll shave my head because that's what you're supposed to do when you're the Arch Butler. But she's like, no, don't do that. And why? Because she wants to give Mavis a mohawk that looks like the Kaiser crown because she likes fucking with the Kaiser. And I like this montage where we see him just slowly still doing his work. See, the uncle is too far gone there to move. And then here's where we meet Kaiser Dretch, Mavis's father. I love his design. I have a face mask with his mouth on it. You can get that on my Redbubble, along with a face mask that looks like Draco Mavis and a face mask that looks like Lady Mavis. Those are all available in my Redbubble. He has a coat very similar to what Mavis will eventually have. And he is full dragon, scales everywhere. The scales are more pronounced. He has like a nose plate. He's got horns all over the place. One of his eyes is gone. We'll get into that. He's got the D on his forehead for dragon. And he's got the Kaiser crown. I love his design. I'm glad he was only around for one issue because he is a bitch to draw. He's very detailed. He takes forever. So I'm glad he's not going to be around anymore. And Mavis does not know that that's his father yet. He has no idea. Kaiser definitely knows that's his son, and he is very much grossed out by this because, as we will see, he is not fully on board with this. He was essentially threatened. She needed someone to help her sire a child. The Dragon Clan is the only clan that can survive in her presence, and so she is forcing the Kaiser of the Dragon Clan to basically be her stud. And he is very much offended by this. He hates this. He does not like being used, but he also knows that he has no choice. And here we get to see like all of her markings, which I really like. Important marking to note is this marking right here in the middle of her chest. And that is actually the symbol for H right there, for heart. As we will learn, the Mavis clan, right? The way they gain power is by cutting the heart of their mothers out and eating them. The Mavis is literally, I mean, you aren't born with these markings. You only have very few markings as a Mavis clan member, but once you become the Mavis, you get all the markings. And one of those markings is literally a target of where your daughter's supposed to take your heart out at. They literally have a target on them at all times, letting their daughters know where to make the cut. Yes, and this is where he finally sees that Draco has the mocking hairstyle, and he is just very mad. Kind of loses it, and that's when she shows it just by raising her hand. He is no match for her. And says, listen, if you kill my servant, you have to be my servant. But then again, that's the arch-butler you have there, and so if you kill him, then the penalty is death. Which did you want to happen? Because you must want one of these two things to happen, being how dumb you are right now. But she lets him go. And yes, we see Kelsey is more and more playing the roles. We can see right now, she is painting the Mavis markings onto her to look more the part now. And here is where we get, if you remember, at the end of last issue, right? So the demon princess was trying to seduce Mavis. And Mavis is like, are you trying to use me? And she said, no. And that's when he turned on her. He threw her to the side. Here's the first time we see that. Are you using me? Are you trying to use me? Do you use me? And Mother says, of course. Mother says, of course. He's like, I understand. Let me get to the bath. I like this bathtub. We can see it here. So there's the bathtub there. And my idea is that there's some sort of running water behind this wall. It just falls into like a, you know, maybe it's recycles in some way, or it's just a constant loop or something, or it needs to be replenished eventually. But the way they draw the bath is that when they pull this lever down, it causes this slide to tilt. And so the water hitting this end then flows down into the bath. And that's how they fill the tub. Just an idea I had. I like that. And here we see, here's the moment when she first got her stud. You can see she has in her hand right there, right at the end of that hand, his eyeball. She took out his eye. Behind her is her brother, her servant, and then you see a whole bunch of dead Dragon Clan members. And this wall here is supposed to be the wall that divides the Helion South hemisphere with the Holy North hemisphere. So he was like in the middle of a campaign to try to like take some territory in the Holies, and she just showed up, murdered a bunch of his people, took his eye, and said, "You work, you smash for me now." As we'll learn, he has to come every single month to do this, and he can't explain to his men why, because that would show weakness, and so they have no idea why they keep disengaging with the enemy once a month to go make camp on some random hilltop while he wanders off and comes back. But that is what he has to do now, otherwise she will wipe out his entire clan. I was very strategic. I did not want to show all of the tatas, so like, her hair is always very conveniently placed. But I had fun with this bath scene, just like playing with the hair in the water and how much of her was visible out of the water and stuff like that. And then this mural is something I made independently because I knew I'd want to use it in the comic, and I would just place it wherever I needed. And so yeah, this mural tells you a lot, even more than what the comic goes over. So this circle over here talks about succession. So you see the Maebus and her sons and her daughters, and you see the sons go on to do all the work. They prepare the baths and they do the farming, and they raise the babies, and they serve the mother. And then the daughters all eventually take up arms against each other, and the one that lives eats the mother's heart and becomes the next Maebus. This is how things would have gone in the clan's heyday, before it was literally just 2 people left. That used to not be this way. Also up here, you can see the hierarchy. You got the Maebus and her daughters, and then the servant sons. And then below that, you got the Dragon Clan military. And then you got the imps in the servant class. And you have the Deer Clan as the religious leaders. Again, this was in the heyday before everyone had to leave or died off from being too close to the Maebus. And this one's interesting. I'll go ahead and talk about this. I won't say it's a spoiler because it's kind of an aspect of the lore I don't know that I'll ever be able to fit into the comic because it doesn't really fit anywhere, but it's an explanation of where the Maebus came from. And here we see a holy priest and a member of the Lizard Clan or Dragon Clan. I can't remember what the difference between the two are. They might be the same. I don't recall. It's not really important. Let's just say it's a Dragon Clan. And in the process of fighting this member of the Dragon Clan, she purified him. And you can see he becomes like a holy dragon. Again, this is all like, this is like some of the lore you have in like Skyrim that has nothing to do with what you're doing. Okay. This is just an explanation in the background. So now we have one holy dragon. And then the dark essence that was taken out slowly condensed and became the first member of the Maebus clan. They're made out of pure dark energy. They formed out of darkness entirely. They weren't like born from a physical body that had dark powers. And so I was going to make some sort of explanation about how possibly the souls of this holy priestess and this holy now dragon somehow led to like Neil's bloodline on Earth, and that's why all his attacks are dragon based, and also possibly explaining why Courtney's aura has a purifying nature and why she can't be affected by demonic energy. I've not quite hammered that out, and there really isn't a good place to put it, so it may never really come fruition, but this is just think of this as like a background legend that may or may not be true. And here we see the one time that someone was foolish enough, a male was foolish enough to eat the heart of his mother. Here you can see like a bunch of the male servants running and just a sister who's covered in blood. She obviously just got done killing her sisters. Very mad that someone just stole the heart that's supposed to be hers. He eats it. He gets the markings, but yeah, he didn't last long, and she eats his heart, so the bloodline continues. The bloodline gets to continue. But briefly, there was one male in the line of succession. And you also see that it's not until the Maebus eats the heart that she gets the glowing red eyes. The permanent glowing red eyes. Most Maebus have permanent glowing red eyes. Draco Maebus does not. He's an outlier. He's a little different. And we talked about that I brought up earlier, right? He's the first Maebus to show any sign of his fraternal parentage. He has scales. That's unusual. The Maebus clan often would take from other clans for their studs. They would often do that. Because the males in the Maebus clan don't ever have children. They're just servants. So in order to have children, the Maebus will seek out a male from another clan. And the Hellion clans look very diverse. They look like different animals and monsters and beasts. But that never, ever, ever comes through in the offspring. It always is a pure Maebus offspring. They have very dominant genes. This is the first time they've taken from the Dragon clan. And the result is a partially dragon child, which makes Draco very unique. He also is more inquisitive than usual. There is something special about this boy. And here he just questions why we're alone. And we can see some scenes from the past. We can see the clergy member deer clan. We can see some other lesser demons dying out from just being too close to the demonic aura. We can see some dragon clan military members kind of surveying the scene. And then we see like the last time we had like this is her grandmother and her children and brothers. And then this is the Dragon Clan's exodus and leaving because there's just nothing left to serve because everything is dead. And they went to go start their own clandom. And this is where she just, she has this calling. She has this calling within her to have an heir. She wants to have a daughter to pass her power on, but she also just knows that like this is as far as it can go. Like most of her children aren't even strong enough to be born. Except for Draco here. And even if she does manage to have a daughter, it's going to be even worse for her daughter. Once her daughter eats her heart, she's going to be even stronger. It's a snowball effect. Each one adding the power of the last to their own. And so this is a dead end. And so she's just ready to end it, And so she tells him, kill me. This is the first time we see any emotion out of him as a child besides, like fear when he's getting murdered. He doesn't want to do this. Like he's shaking. And he also just can't process a request. He's never had requests before. But as an order, he will follow every time. And we can see in the moment, he was very blank. He was following orders. But on the inside, we can see his emotions peek out as he's remembering in the modern day. He is crying. He did not want to kill his mother. And he does not know what to do. So he just goes about his day, his weeks, until he knows that the Kaiser is on his way back. And this Kaiser's definitely going to kill him. And he's just slowly just losing as he thinks about the fact that he's going to die. He's like, I'm going to die. Mother is dead. Doesn't want to die. And then he remembers the mural of the Mavis eating the heart and of the heart marking on his mother. And he snaps. Now, the first thing that Kaiser sees, of course, is the corpse of Lady Mavis now being possessed. He doesn't realize that. He thinks, "Oh, I'm a dead man. She's got to be mad at me. I'll take the first swing." And then he sees her heart's already missing. And then we see young Draco. So we've seen that when a male eats the heart, he snaps a bit, and so does Draco. But unlike his brother, he survives the snap. Right? Or not his brother, but his ancestor. He survives the snap. The other guy didn't survive. It killed him. The snap killed him. It does not kill Draco. So eventually he's able to gain more of his sanity back as he gets used to the power. But here he is very much unstable. You can see the his power blinks in and out, right? So sometimes his eyes are glowing red. Sometimes they go back to normal. He's still covered in the blood that is from him cutting out his mother's heart and eating it. And Kaiser's like, oh, I can use this. He's going to be so powerful now. I can use this. I just got to convince the boy that I love him and it's going to be great. We can rule together. And where's that one line? Oh, yeah. And then here he's like, yep, just join me, my son. We can rule together. And then his son asks, you wish to use me? And remember, the demon princess in the modern day, she said, no. And he threw her to the side. His mother said, yes. And he's like, I understand. Here he says it again. Do you wish to use me? And he goes, no, of course not. And that's when he gets this big grin on his face. And when his father goes in to kill him, he is not fast enough. I love this frame. This frame where he's just suddenly standing on his father's back with his two swords like a scissor around his father's neck. His father is just paralyzed in fear. He just says, goodbye, father. And there goes his head. We get another look at the Dragon Clan here. We can see that, they've made encampment here. We can see that, yes, again, the clan is in kind of upset. Like, why do we keep coming here? We keep losing ground. Meanwhile, the only one who knows what's going on is Kaiser's other son, Smoke, his full-blooded dragon son, who's just like, don't worry about it. Like, he doesn't explain himself to you. Know your place. And you see, this is very dim here. Why is this very dim? Because again, we're several layers removed. We are in a dream. We're in a scene where Mavis is not present, and we're inside someone's head inside that. So it's extra, extra, extra dim. I really paid attention to this rule quite a bit. It is a thought from a scene that he was not present for in his own dream. But once Draco does show up, the lesser Dragon Clan members start to choke on the demonic aura. Even Smoke is affected a little bit. And this is when they first meet. You can see he's wiped his face, at least. He's not covered in blood anymore, but it's still splattered onto his tunic, along with the green blood of his father. And this guy makes a mistake of speaking up. It's like, you killed the Kaiser, how dare you? And then he just caves his head in with his foot. He's like, oh, that was fun. He just starts stamping. He's just having a stamping fit. He's like, oh my God, this is so fun. I'm going to look for more fun. And he runs off. Kids, am I right? And Kaiser's like, all right, fine, I'm in charge. They're like, okay, he's in charge, yay. And now we see Draco 10 years later. The power is completely consuming him. He's all alone, just gnawing away at bones. That is when his brother says, hey, serve me. I got a coat you can put on. It will regulate your demonic energy. So you won't kill everything that's around you unless you want to kill it. I will free you of this isolation. And we don't really see what Mavis looks like right now. That's a surprise for later. But we can see he's got wings. That's interesting. But then Mavis asks the question, you wish to use me? And this time his brother says, yes, I want to use you. That's important. A lot of people think, oh no, I can't let him know I'm trying to use him. He mustn't know. But Draco does not seem to like to be bullshitted. If you say no, when you obviously are trying to use him, it's not going to go well for you. But if you say yes, he might not mind. If it serves him as well. We'll go into that a bit more. I think in issue 14, I want to say. Oh, it's the issue I'm currently working on, so it'll be a while. Then, when Draco finally wakes up, we see Kelsey in her new dress. Not the exact same dress as Lady Mavis had, because why would that just suddenly be in this dress shop in Las Vegas 4 billion years later? But a dress that's very much inspired by it. You can also see that she has painted these markings all over her body that look roughly the same. They're not exactly the same, because why would she know the exact position of every single marking? But it's roughly. Her hair is still straight brown here, but we'll see later that she is actually going to dye a slight tint of red. So now, yeah, she is fully in the role of Mavis's mother now. She has been completely brainwashed into thinking that's who she is. And actually, if you get a look at her from the back, some of the markings on the back of her arms are a little sloppy because, again, she had to paint them herself. So she couldn't quite reach back there. But now she is fully within that role. And then we head back to Eureka, and this is a Stan Lee cameo. So while I was making this issue, the news broke that Stan Lee had passed away. Of course, Stan Lee, known for being a influential comic artist and author at Marvel, and being known for having a cameo in every single Marvel movie up until his passing. So to show my own respect, I gave him a cameo in my own comic. And I believe it says Lee on his coat, and he's looking at a guest list or, a guest list. See, like, oh, are you supposed to be in here? Let me see. And actually, the word he's pointed to here actually says Excelsior. And Neil waking up, and this. I like this shot. This is another speed painting you can see on YouTube, where we have the Demon Butler leaning forward and just, I'm gonna get these two guys to make a deal. That's his plan. And there we go. That was Heaven Gate, Act 12. Thank you for the redeem. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, make sure you hit the like button, and I'd love to read your comments below. And make sure you're subscribed so you know when the next comic goes up. Also, check the description for a playlist of any readings you may have already missed. And if you'd like to read ahead, all of these comics are free on my website, YaegerComics.com. Bye!